Okay, I wanted to make a short video and highlight a few of the more rare artifacts that I've picked up over the years. This being one of them here that we're going to start with. I found this in a field where I found numerous arrowheads. And it took me a while to figure out what this was. I showed it to some people. One guy said, "Oh, that's just a sharpening stone." But it doesn't show any signs anywhere of anyone dragging a blade across it. It just doesn't have it. And it's perfectly rounded on both edges. The shape of it's almost perfect. Completely flat on one edge, completely flat on the second edge. So let's look at exactly what we have here. On this end, you can see it's been sharpened to a degree almost like a celt, like you would think that was a cutting edge, but it's got impact marks in it. This edge here at the end of that ridge has completely been knocked off. I mean, you can see that that has just been ground to death. He scored it here in an X and then turned it around and knocked a chip out of it for some reason. He's roughed this up right there for his own purposes. And then when you flip it around to the other end, it's completely been snapped off, but it's been repolished. It's been ground down. It's not a fresh break. It's been smoothed over, so to speak. And you can see here where it looks like there's a line that's been cut into it, and it's got a spidery looking scratch at the end of that, which makes, to me, that looks like the knock of an arrow or a spear. Here you have an arch, like a bow. But there's another score that comes across here, and then when you get down here at this end, and this is the sharpened end, you have two lines, a line connecting the two with a dot and another dot. Now plows, when they hit stuff, they don't make dots. So that tells me that this is probably for sure been put here by whoever owned this artifact. If you look at it from that angle, it kind of resembles a lodge. It was brought to my attention by someone that I showed this to. They said, "Well, that looks like a lodge." The two dots could be children, could be husband, wife, whatever. And I thought, well, you know, whenever you show an artifact to someone and you ask them specific questions, you take what they say and you keep it in mind, because it's a possibility. You just never know what this actually means. I mean, I've got a good idea what that is. To me, that looks like an arrow or a spear. That looks like an arch and a bow with two lines and a dot line connecting the other two with a dot dot. Could be a lodge. Or if you turn it over, it could be a face with a very long nose. I don't know exactly what that is, but another one of my friends said, you know, when you have tools, a lot of times you take those tools and you write your name on it. So whoever owned this was putting their name on their tools. And so I thought, well, you know, he may have something there. It could be a lodge, it could be two children, it could be husband and wife, it could be just a man's name or a person's name. Regardless, it's definitely writing. And to find artifacts that actually have writing on them is pretty rare. I only have maybe one or two pieces that I've actually got something that's been scribed onto them. Well, let's say about 5 pieces that I can think of right off the top of my head. But it's kind of a heavy piece. It's heavier than average. I put it under a metal detector and it doesn't set the metal detector off. But it's got this point on the end here, and it's about the same width as your hand. So what I think this is, what I'm sure it is you can see this corner right here has just been pounded flat. I mean, it's gone, this edge here. And if you hold it in your hand like this, and if you had a larger piece of flint and you were doing some precision flaking, that would be perfect for knocking small chips or doing grinding on a piece, or even taking it and just scratching it off before grinding it down before you start to do impact work. And then you've got this point on the very end of it with, it's got impact marks on it. You could set that against the artifact and then strike it with a piece of deer antler or another stone, and you could do some precision flaking. Or you could just do the precision flaking. That's what I think this is. I found this in an area where there was a lot of arrowheads picked up by me over the last probably 30 years. And I've thought about this a lot, what this could be. And it's not, I don't think it's colonial, I don't think it's settler, I don't think it's a sharpening stone. I believe what I have here is a Flintknapping tool, which is, they're really rare. Out of all my friends that hunt arrowheads, I only know of one person that has a Flintknapping ball made of quartz. So that makes me think that these artifacts are extremely rare. So that's what I think this is. I'm almost positive that's what it is. And like I said, it could be a face or it could be a lodge. Regardless, either way, that is writing on this piece. We're going to move on to the next piece.